Hi, everybody, and welcome to HSA 400 Medical Ethics and Social Responsibility. If you've worked with me already, then you know that I like to start off each week with a little video just going over the student responsibilities and the objectives for the week and giving you a little bit of information about the content for this week. So medical ethics is a huge topic. We could probably do a whole major on just medical ethics alone. This week, we are covering healthcare ethical concepts and the decision-making process. So our competencies for this week are to choose ethical concepts and theories in decision-making to ensure quality consumer healthcare while maintaining institutional financial solvency. Students will differentiate between the concepts of healthcare ethics, morals, etiquette, and the law as values relating to life meaning. Students will define how ethical concepts and theories in the healthcare industry differ from the business industry. Students will identify a strong ethical issue affecting quality of care in the healthcare industry, and identify and apply the steps in an ethical decision-making model to resolve a healthcare ethical issue. Most of your information is going to come from your McWay textbook in Chapter 4 called Ethical Standards. There are some other things that are in your learning materials. Your discussion, you're to differentiate between healthcare ethics, morals, values, and the law, and discuss how they differ from general ethical principles. Please share an example of a conflict in healthcare where the law or absence of the law was not necessarily in the best ethical interest of the consumer. This could be something that you researched, or this could be something that you actually experienced in a workplace. Your assignment, and remember this is a full 4-page paper with 3 scholarly resources. Please be sure that they're scholarly resources. If you're not sure what that is, you can reach out to me. Use APA format. The topic, select an ethical issue from the healthcare environment, such as medical billing fraud, euthanasia, treating a minor. There are numerous choices. Choose a healthcare ethical decision-making model to create a resolution to the ethical issue. Throughout this paper, please use your critical thinking skills and analyze each step of the model when applying it to your selected ethical issue. Critical thinking skills and analyze each step of the model when applying it to your problem or issue. So when we think about steps in ethical decision making, I'm going to tell you that in your McWay book, there are concepts and theories in table 4-1 that are going to be very helpful. And there is an actual ethical decision-making table, 4.2 in McWay. I also would like you to think about all of the influencing factors that go into making these decisions. Some influencing factors could be codes of ethics. Does your profession have a specific code of ethic? The presence of ethic committees, patient rights. And other laws that pertain to patients. So there are a couple of different kinds of ethical issues that we can talk about in healthcare. The ones that we hear the most about in the news are the bioethical issues. So things like family planning and whether people should use contraception or not, pro-abortion or pro-life. Should people use artificial insemination and surrogacy? There's a lot of questions about prenatal testing and what do you do after you've done the prenatal testing, genetic testing and genetic screening, eugenics, patient confidentiality, organ transplantation and allocation. So who is going to get the organs and is it fair? Stem cell research. Should we be able to use stem cells to do research? Advanced directives, euthanasia. withholding treatment. If a patient is believed to be futile, that his life is not going to get any better, does he or she have the right to euthanasia or withholding treatment? Allocation of care. And then there's a whole new segue of bioethical issues, which concerns disasters and disaster relief and the allocation of care there. The other thing that we can think about when thinking of ethical issues are ethical challenges, things like conflicts of interest. Is it okay for drug companies to give articles to, or gifts to physicians? Are the physicians then going to use their drugs more than other drugs? Impaired colleagues, should you report? Do you have the legal responsibility to report? Disparagement, talking about other coworkers, failure to disclose certain information, plagiarism, coding. We'll read a lot about upcoding and how just simply the coders that are in the business office can change the finances legally or illegally for the hospital, and fudging statistics to go along with governmental requirements. The ethics in disaster response really has to do with these 3 R's. So, do you have the responsibility to care even if you are in personal risk? Most codes of ethics say that we have a duty to treat. Is there a restrictions on liberty if your employer is mandating you to stay on site, if you quarantine certain patients or isolate certain patients? And there are resource allocation dilemmas, rationing of drugs. We don't have enough to give antibiotics to everyone. Who do we give it to? We don't have enough care to take care of everyone, and other different crises in standards of care. So I hope you have a great week and a happy new year. And as always, please, you can email me through Canvas or through the BayPath email. I look at my email at least twice a day during the active course. If you have any questions before an assignment that I haven't covered, please let me know. I look forward to working with each and every one of you and having a great session.